Welcome to Assembly Spotlight. I'm Elizabeth Conley, and I represent the 58th Assembly District, which is primarily the North Shore of Staten Island. I'm delighted to have as a guest today Gene Spatz, who is the Executive Director of On Your Mark, which is a not-for-profit organization that provides programming for retarded and developmentally disabled children and adults. Gene, it's been a long time that you and I have known each other. When did you first start your programming?
Well, we started about 10 years ago, and we started with a small after-school recreation program. In fact, in October, we celebrated our 10th anniversary. We had a dinner dance at Columbia Lyceum, and and I know that yourself attended, and it was sort of very historical that we're able to reflect a little bit back about the past and all the experience that we've shared together.
Gene, how many families did you have when you first started as compared to what you have now?
We started with approximately 13 families with 13 children in the program. And today, On Your Mark serves over 300 children and young adults ranging in age from 2.5 all the way up to a little bit over 35. And we started from a recreation program, and now today we have not only recreational sport programs, which we're still very well known for, but we also have employment programs. We have one residential program for autistic children and adults. So the program has really sort of grown from a single agency to a really more comprehensive agency.
I think this was a little gem of an idea you had. I remember when you came in with your slide presentation and looking for a little seed money, and it certainly has grown from a seed to a marvelous program that really, I'm sure you'll agree, it's been a model for the state. I know that the state agency, OMRDD, has tried to model your program because, we hear so much from families about the need for respite and the need for activities and help to give parents a rest or the caregiver. And your programs are, while they are recreational or supportive employment are really respite programs. They do a great deal to help give parents some relief from a problem that they are willing to handle but need a little bit of help to deal with. You tell us about some of the programs. You do some phenomenal things. I mean, you do programs. Well, you tell us. I don't want to give the story away.
Well, the respite is so much important for the parents. I know parents do need relief, but the big thing I think with parents is they want relief, but all the parents are very concerned when their children are not with them. What are they doing? They're doing something meaningful and something that they feel they're benefiting from.
Yeah, they don't want them sitting in front of a TV, vegetating.
Right, and they don't want them just being babysat at a facility and watched by the people.
Right.
And that's not what the programs are about. The programs are really to challenge people. And what we get out of the programs, myself and I think the staff, is the fact that we watch the children grow and progress. And it's that type of improvement, I think, that is extremely rewarding for all of us and why we do what we're doing. Fortunately, over the years, the program has grown from the recreation program, and today we have our sports, what we call sports challenge programs, which is provided in cooperation with Special Olympics. In fact, On Your Mark was just recognized by New York Special Olympics as the #1 sports training program in New York State, and we received our award in October. And we have 11 different sports that the children participate in, and there's over 250 athletes in the programs. In fact, for some of the viewers who might be interested in attending some of the events, we have a powerlifting competition at the Jewish Community Center in March, and in April we have a gymnastic event at Tottenville High School. Mm-hmm. And I think it would give the community a terrific opportunity to see what these athletes are able to accomplish, because sometimes we don't give them credit for all the abilities and skills that they do have.
Well, in that respect, how do the parents relate to you and your staff in terms of expressing themselves or the concerns and the programming, and how much input do they have with you people in terms of the programming?
Well, I think, from a parent's point of view, I think parents need to be connected to something, to their own support group or to an agency. And what we try to do at On Your Mark is that every one of our groups, whether it be a preschool child or whether it be an elementary school child or a teen or a young adult, has a committee of parents that are directly connected to their child's program. And we provide them with information about the programs. But even more important than that, it's a vehicle for advocacy for themselves. That I think parents want to know that they have control of programs and activities that their children participate in. They want to know that they have input. And we feel that the committee gives the parents the opportunity to have input and to help us with special events and activities where they can feel really a part of the agency and on your mark and feel that they have something important to say about that.
Well, you've also moved into the area of group homes now and residences for the clients. You brought with you a tape, I believe, that we're going to show the viewers some of the programming and the things that you do, and I think we can probably go to that now, if you don't mind.
Very good.
It must have been cold there in my shadow to never have sunlight on your face.
You know, Gene, that was a marvelous tape, and I really wish we could have seen it in its entirety. It's a marvelous,
Thank you.
marvelous film. I think it points out the fact that we don't need the Willowbrooks anymore. There is no reason for Willowbrooks. And I think the exhilaration of the families, the parents, the siblings that get involved, people have to see that. It's their children can get awards, their children can achieve. These are very special children, and we should, I guess, really be always thinking of them in that vein. But I think you brought a point out before when we were chatting while the film was on, is that it just isn't the family and it isn't the program or the staff, but there are people in the community make a lot of this possible. Do you want to tell us about that?
I would say Staten Island is very fortunate not only to have a wide variety of services, but we have tremendous community support on Staten Island. I don't know if people recognize, but the Jewish Community Center, the Staten Island Gymnastics Center, the Staten Island War Memorial Ice Skating Rink, West Shore Stables, and the list goes on of facilities. And within each facility, there are individuals that have been so supportive of our programs, as well as programs from many other agencies. And without their support and without their contributions and their acceptance of our families and our children and our staff, these programs wouldn't be possible on Staten Island. On Your Mark doesn't own their own facility. We have to depend on the community to provide us with space. But space is only a physical entity. The attitudes of the people is so important in terms of feeling accepted when we enter the facility and we have to do things there, we have events there. And we've been tremendously fortunate to have an incredible amount of support. I know I go to other boroughs and other places, and they are so envious of the things that we're able to do on Staten Island. They cannot believe that somebody opens their doors on a site like this or gives us a fitness center, a gymnastics center, a pool, and provides the type of support that we enjoy every week.
Well, I think that's very important, especially so as you move into the area of developing your group homes. Now, the one that we saw in the tape is on Brighton Avenue, and I say you've got to steal there. It's a beautiful, beautiful facility, and the clients we've visited, the clients really are enjoying them. So, by the way, do we call them clients or residents? What's his name? Bernard Caballero. What's his name? Bernard
Right.
Gets very upset when I refer to them as clients. But
yeah, I think unfortunately, years ago we labeled people mentally
Right.
retarded or autistic, and I think one of the things that the video brings out is that they're really people,
Right.
and they may have special needs, and I think that as the
as
community,
we all do, really,
exactly,
in different ways.
right,
Yeah.
exactly, and as the community has more contact with our children and their families, they're going to see them as people. And I mean, I'm sure that people saw things that the activities that the kids were doing in the video that were things that their children or adults do.
Mm-hmm.
And there's not really that much difference. And unfortunately, we have to say that they're mentally retarded, and that for some people sort of symbolizes a stigma and means certain things that are negative. But they are people, and they are people first, and they may have a disability.
Right.
But the disability doesn't limit them from doing many of the things that you and I do and you and I enjoy.
Achieving beautifully. That's true. So we're hoping that this piece, and you, I know, do a fantastic job of going around the borough, telling people about the programs, that this will help to educate people in terms of the need for community residences, the need for housing for these individuals. That people forget that parents age out also, and that oftentimes they come to people like me in an emergency when a parent has died that has been taking care of these individuals, and you've got to have facilities available, services available. They can't vegetate, and there just are no institutions
Right.
anymore.
Exactly.
And there shouldn't be.
Right.
I think we're coming to the end, Gene. So
Okay.
I think that we will end on a positive note, and I wish you a lot of luck in you're a pioneer in a way, and I think done some marvelous work.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for all of your support over these years.
You're welcome.